going to put my snapper skin side down because this is your presentation side. Remember, I want that really, really crispy skin, but it's also going to be the side that I show up. So I'm only going to flip this once. Remember, once it goes in, you leave it alone. Now, what you're seeing is you're seeing that white that forms around there. That's letting me know visually that my fish is cooking and it's almost time to flip. So now, when I go back in, you can see even more of that white. I can easily slide my spatula under that fish, even in a pan that's not non-stick, and get all of that fish up at one time. So you see I'm flipping this over. I did not break the fish.
Cooking your way through life.
Yo, every slip's a step we rise again. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Cooking Your Way Through Life with me, Chef Drake. And today is one of my favorite things to make, fish. I just love cooking fish. And while I'm here in Auckland, still in New Zealand, guys, so I definitely went down to the fishmonger. I have the video up so you guys can kind of see what goes on at one of the, it's actually Auckland's fish, seafood provider. So yeah, went down there. But the great thing is I got this snapper and you can tell by the eyes alone that it's fresh. So whenever you're looking for fish in terms of making sure that it is a fresh fish versus a fish that's been out for a long time, if you can get it with the head on, you always look at the eyes first. If they're cloudy, if they look like anything is old, like not so clear, then that fish has been sitting there way too long. Other cool thing about going to a local fishmonger or to a fish market is that you can tell them exactly how you want your fish. So I got the whole fish. I asked them to clean it, which is just gutting out the inside, and then they took the scales off. Now I can do all this at home, but the idea of scaling a fish at your house sometimes, it just can go everywhere. So my recommendation is always at the least get it gutted and scaled. So this is just a basic cleaning, and then you can do everything else yourself. They also can take the head off for you. They can take the tail off for you. They can do anything you want. I just wanted to kind of show you the whole fish just to go over that, and we're gonna get this done. Today I'm just gonna do this the simplest way possible. So we're just gonna do a pan-seared snapper with a little bit of herbs. I have some dill, some lemon, some garlic, and butter. That's it, because I want the fish to shine. If you haven't been here before, I mean, of course, like we're somewhere where fish is abundant, but like the fish here is so good. And anytime you get really, really good seafood, don't try to overdo it. You know, like you can go far with it, but you don't have to. So you want to make sure that this shines today, and that's the most important part. So I'm gonna get this broken down, and then I'll come back with the fillets. So we're gonna do 2 pieces, of course, today, 1 fillet on each side, and then we're gonna get this in the pan. So let's get started. Now, I can fillet my fish with my chef knife. The great thing about a chef knife is that you should be able to do everything with the chef knife. So that's why, like with my chef knife, I can fillet, I can slice, I can do everything I want. But I do actually like my fillet knife. So with my fillet knife, it is bendable. I can get right next to the bones. It's great for skinning. So it is one of my favorite knives. They've already started this for me. So they've already taken out the guts here. There's a couple of different ways that you can skin or debone a fish. What I find the easiest for me, and that's the thing, you gotta figure out what's easier for you. There are techniques, of course, but for me, I like to go ahead and give myself an out here at the end, so by the tail. And then I also like to go right piercing and go right through, and I can feel the bone. So once I can feel that bone, I know where I'm at, and then I go right where my gill, or my, in this case, they already took my fin off, so where it would have been, and now I slide my knife right there. So I actually can go right next to the bone here. I just slice it, and I'm going right down to the tail. We've already cut my end portion, so I know where I'm gonna end because I already pre-cut that. So this will be 1 fillet. And right here is just that extra bone and part. I'm just taking off. But you can see 1 fillet, very nice, very neat. And what's left inside, just the bones. So I don't want to leave any meat behind. That's not meat, it's just bone there. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing on the second side. So second side, I'm doing my same thing. I just go, actually I know exactly where I wanna go from the other side. Go ahead and slice this through right here, right where my gill would have been. Go ahead and slice that through all the way down. And then this side is usually a little harder for me because I am right-handed, so I'm going the opposite direction, but I still wanna go right down, puncturing with my knife. Make sure I can feel that bone. And as I'm sliding, I'm just sliding along that bone because I don't want to lose any of my meat. And then be careful with your fingers. I know how thick this fish is, so I'm not worried. But a lot of times if you're doing a fish that's not so thick, it can be very dangerous with this. And then on this side, since the bottom half is now depleted, I already took this off, I just like to do a couple slices. Also come right through that skin. Remember, the skin of your snapper is a little thinner, especially thinner than something like a salmon. So it's easier to get through that skin a little bit. And there we go. And I'm just trying to keep that skin on because I'm going to serve this skin on. But that's my snapper fillet on this side. So what I'm left with is the head, the tail, and like nothing. Looks like somebody's already taken everything out, because I've taken everything out. Now this is very cool. We can actually keep this and make a fish fillet, a quick little fish stock. This is great if you're doing anything like shrimp and grits, shrimp fried rice, anything that's gonna be seafood forward, like a nice little seafood stew or something like that. Really great for this. So I would just keep it and pop it in. So I'm actually not gonna get rid of this yet. I might use it later. So now, last step before we move on, because you just see me take these fish fillets off the fish. So of course, that's a real fish, these are real fillets. You do want to just double check for bones. Now, depending on the fish, sometimes there are what we call pin bones left inside. Most of the time, this happens in things like salmon, but you can see here, I just did it with my fingernail, but it's sometimes bones right down the middle spine here. What I usually take is just my tweezers, tweezer chef, and I take these out. You can actually just buy fish tweezers themselves, but since I don't usually do so much fish, I don't usually carry my tweezers on me anymore. But if you do, it just can easily take them out. I see exactly 4 on each side, so I can easily do this with my hand. But just a reminder, because you don't want to serve the fish to yourself or to other people, and there might be a bone on the inside and they might not know. So I'm just gonna take the bones out. I'm gonna bring it back to my cutting board, and then we're gonna do the final step before we go into the pan. Then we're gonna sear this off, and I mean, the rest is just gonna be delicious. So let's get started. Okay, so my fish is deboned. I just brought it back and put it on paper towels, because this is actually the most important step as far as going into the cooking side of things. So you saw that huge fish, and now it's just like, oh my God, these pieces are a little smaller. Yeah, they are. So these are fillets. This is the pieces of the fish now cut down. I want to make sure I dry them as much as possible, because when I go into my pan, if you want crispy skin, especially if we're doing skin on, you want to make sure this is as dry as possible. Now this is across the board with all proteins. You want to make sure that all your proteins are dry as possible so that when they go into your pan, then they start to sear and not steam. So I want to make sure this is super dry. And then once it's super dry, now I'm going to go ahead and add my salt and pepper. So I'm just doing some fresh cracked pepper, some nice sea salt, and that's it. I'm not seasoning it with anything else. I'm treating this just like I pretty much want to keep the integrity of the fish in the forefront, right? I want to make sure that my guests, meaning me, really get to taste the snapper, and that's what they get to taste. So I can leave it just like this, flesh side up, because I'm actually gonna cook it skin side down first. So that's my presentation side. So that's the side that I'm gonna serve up. So that's the side I'm gonna go in first. Remember, we only wanna flip one time, no matter what the protein is. So whatever side you want to be presentation side, meaning your side you want everyone to see, that's the side that goes down first. So that when you flip it, you don't have to flip it anymore. So I'm gonna get my pan ready using some extra virgin olive oil. Once the pan is ready, next thing you're gonna see is me going in with my fish. And then we're gonna get these seared off very nicely. While they're searing and cooking, I'm gonna chop up my dill, get my lemon ready, and then also I'll chop up the garlic as well. That's it. So very, very simple. And of course, anytime we do simple recipes here, that means that if your wheels are turning, oh, I can add in some orange instead of lemon. Oh, I want a little spicy so I can put some fresh chili. That's actually amazing. That's what I want you to do. Get those wheels turning. But anyway, let's get this done right now. All right, so most everything is already going to be done. I'm going to put in the butter whole. We're going to zest the lemon first, then juice it. I would chop up the garlic, which that's very fast, but I just wanted to chop up the dill really fast and talk about this. So one thing is your dill stems. So all your stems for any of your fresh herbs, oh, that dill smells so good. You can go ahead and use that the same way you can use your fish. So when I mentioned earlier about using the fish head and the tail and everything else for like a nice quick fish fillet or even a fish stock, you can throw that in as well. So any of your extra onions, carrots, your herb pieces, keep all of that if you're doing something like what I'm doing today, because that will make a great little stock you can use for other things. And it's really great. Like even if you're doing like quick little instant noodles, like just to add a little extra oomph to it. It's like having some fresh chicken stock at home, except for it's seafood. So it can be for any seafood base. All right, so I got my dill chopped up. Everything else is gonna be very quick. Let's go ahead and get back to the fish. Okay, to do this process, I actually added in some vegetable oil first, then I'm adding in my extra virgin olive oil so that I get the flavor of the olive oil, but the high temperature fat of the vegetable oil. Now I'm gonna put my snapper skin side down because this is your presentation side. Remember, I want that really, really crispy skin, but it's also gonna be the side that I show up, so I'm only gonna flip this once. Remember, once it goes in, you leave it alone. Now what you're seeing is, you're seeing that white that forms around there. That's letting me know visually that my fish is cooking and it's almost time to flip. So now, when I go back in, you can see even more of that white. I can easily slide my spatula under that fish, even in a pan that's not non-stick, and get all of that fish up at one time. So you see I'm flipping this over. I did not break the fish. I know people are afraid to cook in pans that are regular titanium or aluminum or anything but non-stick, but I promise you, you can do it as long as your temperature is right, using the right fat, and you're waiting at the right time. So I'm flipping both of these fillets over, and I did not lose any fillet in the process. Now, as they flip over, I can cook on the second side, just getting that fat all around once again. Now, when I get the fish done, which is already done now, gonna get this fish out. I can see and hear that crispy skin right there, which is what I wanted. And I'm just gonna get these on my plate and then quickly move right into making my sauce because I don't want my fish to cool down. Now, this is because I'm serving this right away. I'm at my friend's house and I'm just cooking for me because, you know, might as well. But if I was serving for later, then I would hold it. But I'm going right back into the pan with that freshly chopped dill that we did. Gonna get that dill in first, basically flavoring that oil, releasing the oil from the dill into the oil. I'm gonna zest first and juice second with my lemon. So lemon zest going in first, then we're gonna get the lemon juice in. I know some of you are thinking, well, he didn't season the fish except for that salt and pepper. I promise you, what's happening is I want the fish to be at the forefront, and then I promise this sauce is gonna be very flavorful, guys. So lemon juice going in now. That's gonna release all of the flavors from everything, but also it's gonna break through the oil so it doesn't coat my palate. Now my heat is off. It's on very, very low, but pretty much off, just the residual heat, and I'm gonna melt that butter in very slowly to create that pan sauce. We also deglaze the pan with that lemon juice, so don't add any extra liquid to deglaze the pan. Now, I just added in the garlic. Sorry, I missed that part, but my freshly chopped garlic is in now, so I'm finishing up this sauce. My dill is in, my lemon zest, my lemon juice, my fresh chopped garlic, and the butter. That is it, except for the flavor of the oil that already had the snapper in there. So very, very light. but also very flavorful. So think Mediterranean, or in this case, New Zealand. We're just using the local flavors. We can always season up, but when you're using less seasonings, let's really enhance the flavor of the product. So my fish is out. I made a quick little pan sauce, as you will. Now, as I mentioned, I did forget I had seeds in those lemons. So what you can do, since I'm going to spoon it over, is make sure you don't get any lemon seeds in your spooning. And if you do, don't worry. You can always take it out. It's not the end of the world. I just want to get nice little sauce. And if you have any more fresh dill, I kind of put it on top as well. All right, guys. Let me find some fresh dill. Voila. Little fresh dill. Eat with our eyes first. All right, guys. So now we have our nice fresh snapper, literally caught like within the last day, filleted. What we're going to taste is the amazing flavor of the snapper itself. Nothing else, except for a little bit of garlic, lemon, and dill. And a little butter, of course. But this is, I mean, honestly, like the best way for me to eat fish. Like I love fish all kind of ways, but I feel like this is like the best way of like just giving me that amazing fish flavor straight out of the sea. And yeah, like no muss, no fuss, just actual flavor. All right, guys, I hope you really enjoyed today. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, do all the things. We're building this channel up. You guys are really making it worthwhile, like the interaction I've been having with you lately. So thank you so much. I hope you've been enjoying all the New Zealand recipes and cooks, and I will see you next week. Have a good one.
Your way through life. Cooking your way through life.
Thank you for watching today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe even learned something. You know what to do next. Please hit those like, share, and subscribe buttons below and have a great day.